Hello, hello, and welcome back, everybody, to another Thor WCast for high-level Deadlock gameplay. Hopefully, average Eternus, but we'll see at the end. Anyway, we are going to take a quick peek at the lanes right away. We have Viper swapping over to the left lane to lane partner with 7, facing off against Mirage Magician. I think that 7 has a very good lane, and Viper's is solid, but not the best. That being said, Magician and Mirage both have insane lanes. I think they should crush this lane, even with their opponents being good laners. Take a look at the mid lane. We have an Abrams Pocket facing off against a Haze and a Lash. I could see either side doing fine here, to be perfectly honest with you. Nobody is the weakest in the lane or the strongest in the lane compared to their opponents. The weakest laner here is either the Abrams or the Haze, and it kind of depends on the range at which they're fighting. Haze is better at longer range, while Abrams is better at closer range, obviously. So it'll come down to the engagements. Either side could do perfectly fine here, or it could just wind up being a bit of a wash where everyone farms. And then our right side lane, we have a Bebop and a Warden facing off against a Shiv and a Paradox. So both sides definitely have kill potential, but I'll say it every time. Bebop is in the lane, therefore the lane advantage is in their favor, because one good hook is all it takes, right? So, we'll see exactly how it goes. I feel like this is going to be the lane that is most likely to have kills happen because there are such aggressive laners. And look at that, first blood goes the way of the Bebop. Shiv diving in a bit too aggressively at a little too low HP in the early game. He hasn't gotten levels into his bloodletting yet, I don't think. So, he doesn't get to defer that damage and just has to take it up front. Another hook misses. You know, if you miss every single hook as Bebop, you're still pretty good in lane. Shiv, a little AFK as he lands down there. Anyway, even if you do miss every single hook, you still have a lot of laning potential with the bomb and the uppercut as Bebop.
I see Abrams.
Oh, nice double cloak hit for the pocket. That's always a feels good man when it happens. Going back to this right side lane, Bebop is quite low. Wait, that missed? Wow, that looked like it latched. Shiv will probably finish this Bebop off. Never mind, it's the Paradox who's going to go. Ooh, the snipe of the Shiv. Warden is trying his best to get a fight going here, hitting a lot of heavy melees, no parries coming down. Warden baiting for a parry, doesn't get the parry to bait. A big back and forth, and actually the Warden gets the kill onto the Paradox, and there's a chance the Warden could turn around and hits another heavy melee. The pickup of this melee lifesteal for the laning phase has been excellent in the Warden's favor, and he will sacrifice himself to the Guardian Gods to get himself a reset. Super well played by him, and a little misplay on the enemy team, not getting a single parry off. Oh, it looks like the pocket tried to get out at the side, and the pocket winds up dying there. So, a bit of a lead here for the Sapphire team in these early stages. A 3K net worth advantage at 4 minutes is nothing to sneeze at for sure. But with all the comeback mechanics and how this game works, there are ample opportunities for the Amber team to get themselves back into this game. Warden with a pretty aggressive chase down toward that Shiv. Shiv just runs away. Warden is going a punch build? Melee lifesteal Spirit Strike? And he could pop the ultimate. He's going to pop the ultimate. The dive coming in. Eats a punch by the Guardian. Another punch from the Guardian, but it doesn't matter. Warden's ultimate just lets him jump right in and keep fighting. I do feel like this is a great example of why I think the defensive structures in this game need a bit of a buff, because that was, 3 punches to the face and Warden was fine. That seems like that should get a little bit more damage, or maybe a stacking damage resist debuff or something, so each hit does more. I don't know. At the end of the day, Warden just kind of dives 2 heroes under their tower and doesn't care about the tower or the heroes because early game ultimate is very, very strong on Warden. All right, Bebop, in the meantime, while I was ranting about how weak towers are, does go down to the combination of the Paradox and the Shiv. Shiv not going to get the kill. Tries for the execute, but a little early, and the Warden gets a counter kill before being taken down by the Paradox. This right side lane has been so action-packed, but here on the left side, we see the Mirage being taken quite low, down to just 40 HP before he gets out. It does look like the Amber side on this lane has been ahead for the most part. That little exchange forcing the Mirage back certainly gets a little bit of opportunity for the Sapphire team to even it out a bit. But Mirage can ult his way right back into lane very quickly, doesn't have to use the zip line slowly. And here come the Vexing Bolt spam. Oh, mid lane, Lash ultimate into the Haze ultimate leads to a double kill. Oh boy, that is a huge victory for the Amber team. I thought Haze was trying to sacrifice herself to the Guardian there, but apparently not. Okay. They take the Guardian down in the mid lane. Dagger comes out to stop the pocket. Lash will, in the meantime, get charged into a wall and finished off, and it looks like it'll be a Guardian trade. Oh, not quite yet. They will be chased off by Haze shooting at them. Meanwhile, on the left side lane, the Mirage and the Magician taking down their opponents. I do believe this Guardian will be not long for this world. Let's take a peek at Shiv. Very, very low on HP. Charges right through the Paradox wall and just dies right afterwards. I don't know where he was aiming. He didn't hit anyone there. And he went back in despite being in his own safe position. Really, a ton of pressure. This Walker is already almost dead. It looks like Bebop's life will be forfeit here, but for the amount of Walker pressure they put down, this thing is almost dead. Look at it. It's down to like 15% HP or something. That's huge for only 8 minutes into the game. That's massive. Let's take a look at this left side. Lash is in the area, does not have his ultimate, just putting a little extra pressure down at the moment and trying to get that Guardian. But it doesn't look like they're going to succeed. Uh-oh, looks like a lot of action coming down over here. The Warden is super low. Gonna be taken down by the Shiv. Bebop trying to hide in the sides, but I think his escape route is about to be cut off. He's just going in, hoping he can get a trade. And he will get a trade. No parry from the pocket. Winds up getting a 1v3 trade. Should not have happened, but well done by the Bebop to make it happen. Now, while there's so much presence on the right side of the map, will the Sapphire team be able to take this Guardian? It doesn't look like it. A charge down and a parry onto the Mirage. Mirage almost killed there. He'll actually go down by the Lash follow-up. Lash is pretty low himself, but he does have this ultimate available. Gonna hit the Magician, heal up with the Flog, pops the ultimate, latches the Magician, throws him down for big damage, and it will lead to a kill. Bebop landing a hook onto the Abrams, knocking him back. He will pop the ultimate and throw himself back in, gets a kill onto the Lash. Medusa'd by the Viper. Hyper Beam from the Bebop gets popped. Trying to aim it as best he can, but it is slow to move around. The Viper does go down. Abrams coming in, not going to be able to latch with the charge, and the hook will miss as well. That should be the end of their little exchange right now, I think. I have to say I think because we've seen heroes just run themselves to their own deaths a few times already. And Bebop basically gonna do that, staying a little too long with a little too much damage coming his way. A dive from the Abrams onto 7. 7 does have his ultimate, or does not have his ultimate even. So he is in a bad way, gonna be charged into the wall and taken down. The advance of the Amber Hand will not be stopped on this lane, and that gives them a nice tidy 6K lead on the net worth, and they pick up the urn.
Good luck not getting shot.
Headed to blue.
Oh, wow. Hollow Point, Alchemical Fire. This is a lot of damage potential on this Paradox build. I find it fun looking at builds of certain heroes. Paradox is one of them. Just because there's not really a super agreed upon build for this hero right now. Some people think that they need to build up the bomb and get an Echo Shard and do that. Some people build for gun damage. Some people just go for a kind of support play with a lot of utility. And it's interesting to see the build variety and see what eventually settles into the more agreed upon builds. Because sometimes a hero can have just one build, and sometimes a hero can have like 3 or 4 that they can swap around. Take Warden, for example. Okay, this is a melee build, which I'm not particularly used to seeing on Warden, but it's common to see Warden either go for Spirit or Gun. So he's got 2 real builds that you tend to see with about the same frequency. Either or tends to work pretty well. This is the first time I'm seeing a Warden build a Crushing Fist, though. We'll see how well it works for him. I mean, melee is good on literally everyone, so anyone can build the 3 melee items, or at least 2 of them, the Crushing Fist and the Life Strike, and do a lot with it, regardless of whether it's traditionally a hero that's seen as good for it. Dude, this guy is just in there punching, and it killed it. He popped ult, punched it a bunch, and that led to the death. What? What? What is that? That's disgusting.
The Baxter Society has your number.
Parry onto the Abrams. It looks like he went for a heavy melee after that charge.
This could be a trap.
Or, more likely, he didn't hit a wall stun and went for a melee. I'm just surprised that Warden, and I suppose Viper was there as well, but still, I'm surprised they were able to just kill the Walker. Like, ridiculous that they were able to. Paradox taken down here, and it looks like the Pocket will probably follow suit. My man got punched like 8 times in the back of the head by this Warden, so that's a lot of damage. Again, this is only 3 items. It's a relatively small commitment. Warden's only got 16k net worth, and this is basically full punch build. I'm begging the devs to please, for the love of God, make changes to how melee works. The 3 melee items giving you as much damage scaling as like 6 or 7 spirit items is ridiculous. No fear from the Warden. He is absolutely not going to show fear. He goes right in onto the Shiv, and he is just punching, 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 and it is absolutely working.
Hardly a challenge.
Hardly a challenge is right. The Warden didn't even look like he broke a sweat. Still at plenty of HP. Absolutely smashed that Shiv to death. Let's take a look at the Paradox. Does have the Kinetic Carbine charged up, but not going to lead to anything, unfortunately. I was hoping to see a swap in, but oh well. What's your next item, Paradox? Just lots of green items.
I see Warhead.
Survivability, some extra mobility, that kind of stuff.
Let's take out Flash.
That's fine. Ooh, ultimate stolen by Magician. Does have the Lash ultimate and not going to get anyone. That is like the worst ultimate to steal, Magician. If you're not a Lash player, let me tell you, Lash's ultimate fucking sucks. It is the most counterable ultimate in the game by a wide mile. Abrams diving in. Lash actually going to hit a decent ultimate. 3 heroes get pushed in, but where's the follow-up? Finally, a 7 ultimate gets popped, but it's a little too late. Shiv will go down. Magician getting himself to safety, being chased down by this Viper, but Viper not going to be able to complete the kill. Looks like 7 is going to get this bridge buff over here. Extra spirit power and cooldown reduction is always nice on a hero with a lot of spirit damage like 7. He is going for the current agreed upon build for most people, Power Surge and Storm Cloud as the main highlights on the levels. Paradox grabbed Lash earlier. Lash will be taken down by the follow-up of the Pocket. Paradox is taking incredible damage from Viper, but not going to be enough. Viper will go down with the assistance of the Shiv and the Pocket. Let's take a peek at this mid lane. Never mind, it's just a runaway from the Abrams, and the Blue Walker going down in favor of the Sapphire team. A very small net worth lead for the Sapphire team right now. A mere 3K at 16 minutes. Nothing to really get wowed by, but we will see exactly if they can cause this to balloon in their direction, or if it'll be a turnaround. Right now, a big punch comes onto Paradox. Paradox does not have the ability to run away. Never mind, she actually keeps herself alive. The stolen Warden ult, now that's a much better ult to steal than Lash's piddly ult, and it's going to wind up killing the Warden and the Bebop, and even the Lash is in a bad position. Paradox might have died there, but a 3-for-1 trade is what it's looking like, and I would not be upset by that at all. Lash goes down. Viper was being chased a little bit, but will wind up being perfectly fine. Haze in the area, trying to fight against the Mirage. You'll notice that against Viper and Haze, high-level players are really building return fire a lot. It's very helpful against those heroes that just vomit bullets in your direction. Oh, Bebop with a great hook onto Abrams. He will be punched back toward the Walker, but never mind. Abrams goes into the Walker on purpose here. No fear being shown, and speaking of no fear, here comes the chase down by the Warden. Half health on the Abrams. That punch was devastating to his health bar, and he will get chased down. A full punch build now completed onto the Warden. Life Strike, Spirit Snatch, and Crushing Fist. That is your punch items. All 3 of them. Which means, hold on, let me check tab. His melee damage actually not showing there. Hold on. Let me go to Abrams, incoming damage, and we'll just back this up for the past minute. And, okay, that... he did more than 300. I saw the health bar move, damn it. If that was 300, Abrams' health bar would not have moved like that. So, a little bit of a bug on the damage calculations there. That is a common thing to see in the game right now. Bugs on the damage calculations. Oh, what a grab by Bebop, but gonna get trapped against the wall. Or the van, I should say, and not gonna pull the Magician all the way in. That being said, Magician has a get-out-of-jail-free card when he has his assistant up, so I think he would have been fine. Dive in by the Warden onto the Paradox. The Paradox just getting blasted by those punches. Ripped apart. With his bare hands, he did it. Shiv keeping himself alive right now. Gun build by the Shiv. He does have kinetic dash and opening rounds. Very good for a lot of gun damage from the Shiv. And even a fortitude, which I think works a lot better on a hero like Shiv than it does on these gun carries, just for keeping you on the map. That's a lot of damage. It's gonna wind up with Shiv dying here. That bomb will finish him off. Wow, Shiv had like nothing but deferred gray life there. At half a bar, even. Oh, Bebop grabs his teammate there by accident. Uh-oh, it looks like the Paradox is getting grabbed, and she will be going down. The Abrams trying to assist on a counter kill onto the Viper. Viper sliding away a little bit too fast. Abrams pops the ultimate, drops it onto the Bebop. Charge, punch. Bebop should die here with one more punch. Down he goes. Lash just pops the ultimate. He does just throw an enemy away rather than committing. Bunny form. Oh, it was Magician. Stole the Lash ultimate before. Didn't lead to anything. Lash finally ults onto the Abrams, but it winds up getting himself killed. Abrams gets locked down and killed by the heavy melees. And the pocket will follow suit as well. Really chaotic back and forth fights every time that these heroes face each other. But the big winner at the end of the day seems to be the Warden yet again, able to survive throughout a majority of the kills, every single one in this case. And you see he has picked up a Spirit Resilience. He's got himself a Reactive Barrier healing booster so that when his ultimate is popped, he's able to really keep himself in the fight, and for the extra burst heal from Life Strike. So this Warden is very get in your face and just brawl with them. In the most literal senses, he is throwing hands, and there is nothing that is going to stop him from doing so. We have Viper running an urn into the area. Let's free cam and take a bird's eye view of the area. A couple vexing bolts get thrown in, but otherwise... Otherwise, it should be a pretty free urn. Swap hits the Bebop instead of the Warden. Warden jumps forward, pops his ult. A counter Warden ultimate by the Magician. A parry onto the Abrams by the Warden. He says, I am the best one at punching people here, and just punches the big blue man to death. He is by himself now, surrounded by 4 heroes, and I don't think that Warden can survive this. He does not get another counter kill. 7 diving in suddenly, a little bit late to the party. He can press his ultimate button if he wants to, but he's alone. Finally pops it inside of this building. And I don't think they care. He was already too low. A very weird decision by 7 at the end of the day. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, Hayes puts a lot of pressure down onto those base Guardians, trying to unlock that last flex slot for her team. If you take a look at Hayes' build, it is the standard affair, a lot of attack speed, along with Fury Trance and Siphon Bullets. The only thing it's missing right now is Toxic Bullets. And then this will pretty much be exactly what you want on your Hayes build. The Backstabber is a little interesting. Or at least I should say exactly what you want on your late game scaling carry Hayes, rather than your more mid-game commit war crimes and murder everyone in 1v1's Hayes. Haha. Let's see what she picks up. She's got a bunch of money. She grabs Spirit Resilience for a little bit of extra survivability, especially against this Magician in pocket. It's going to be very helpful. And that's all. You're going to keep Resto Shot, and you're not going to pick up Toxic Bullets. That seems like a mistake on the build, if I'm being honest with you. Toxic Bullets are, like, arguably the best gun item in the game right now, so it's interesting to see someone not pick them up with a gun build, obviously. Well, let's take a look at some other builds. What has the Paradox gone since we last looked at her? Slowing Hex and superior cooldown, so more spell casting and slowing Hex. It's good against Lash and the Viper, I suppose. They've got movement and mobility abilities that this helps against, but otherwise it's, I guess, just to keep them inside of her bomb area. Yep. Pulls them in, slowing hexes, but Warden will trap down the Paradox. Warden pops that ultimate, fighting for his life. Here we have Warden keeping himself alive for now. He got his ultimate canceled by getting stunned, by the way, if you're wondering why I said he popped his ultimate and it's not going. The Abrams jumped him. Alright, winds up being a kill onto the Shiv and the Haze at the end of this. And nobody else, surprisingly enough. Warden just a little bit too tanky, gets himself out. Shiv dove just a little bit too deeply and gets himself killed. Casting buff onto Pocket is a great find for him. You love to see it when you're Pocket. Let's take a peek at a couple of other builds right now. So Pocket here, your standard Spirit Affair, has the Cultist Sacrifice and Transcendent cooldown in order to lower the cooldown on that. That is a free kill onto any creep, whether it be a jungle or a lane creep, with bonuses attached to it, and it gives you a buff for a long period of time onto your fire rate and your AoE. Viper. Wow. Vexing bolt damage. Yup, that's Vexing bolt for you. Holy crap. Oh, Pocket died in the meantime. Who killed him? Ah, Haze. Yeah, that'll do it. We have an urn being run by Bebop. Let's take a look at the area around the urn. We have 4 heroes now on the Amber Hand. You can hear the tick-tick-tocking of the Paradox looking for a victim to swap into her team. And she will find a 7 who throws a stun at her and runs away. Shiv deep into enemy territory. Mirage even deep into enemy territory. And he will die.
Let's take out Haze.
He was so far forward, I thought that was a Shiv. I couldn't imagine why Mirage would be that far forward. Haze dove on by the Shiv and the Paradox, pops the ultimate, desperate to live, but with the Abrams popping in, that is going to be the end of her, and I don't even think they needed the Abrams. I'm pretty sure Haze was going to die anyway. So this lets me talk a little bit about the biggest weakness of Haze, is that her ability to teamfight is kind of bad. She is very, very much a single target style hero, and team fighting is her weakness. So when you've got multiple heroes on top of her, she tends to just fold like paper up until the very late game. And that's what we saw there. 2 heroes on the Haze, one with a time wall to block bullets, and the other with being Shiv to make the bullets not matter to him because he's Shiv. And it winds up just being a very easy kill for the Amber team onto her.
What's the plan?
Let's see what Bebop's got. Bebop has Silencer in his build. That is uncommon to see on a Bebop for sure. It works. It's not a bad item.
Bebop, you got an eye for quality.
There's one I'm more accustomed to seeing on Bebop, Siphon Bullets.
So the Time Thief has made her appearance.
Silencer, for those that don't know, passively build up a silence bar on enemies. When they get hit by it, they are silenced for 2.5 seconds. So the faster your attack speed and your bullets are, the faster it builds up. And Bebop has the fastest base bullet speed in the game because his gun is a laser. A laser beam. That's why effects like Toxic Bullets and Siphon Bullets build up very, very fast on this hero. Not quite gonna latch the hook there, but Paradox diving in really aggressively there. Does play with the wall, uses the ultimate, but gets grabbed by the Bebop. She will be going down. Abrams' ultimate slams onto the opponents, but he will be taken down as well. 3 heroes down in favor of the Sapphire team. A Bebop hook grabs onto this Mirage. Mirage desperately trying to escape, does not succeed, and this should convert into a mid-boss. There is a Shiv in the area, and he is also taken down. A huge win for the Sapphire team. They are now up 20k net worth. They will grab this mid-boss, and we'll see where it goes. I'm sorry, did I just see Lash pick up a lightning scroll? That's interesting. I've tested it before. It is pretty neat for an extended extra stun after the Death Slam. So, like, it does work, kind of. The problem with it is just Death Slam itself being so counterable. Now, he has picked up Unstoppable. This helps greatly with Lash being able to get his ultimate off. Without Unstoppable, it could be stopped by so many different things. Oh, wow! Holy Vexing Bolt. That was like 2,000 damage. Is Vexing Bolt broken as all hell? I mean, I know it's broken as all hell, but Vexing Bolt is broken as all hell. That was disgusting damage. Well, that's the kind of damage they need someone to be outputting on the Amber team right now, because they are in dire straits at the moment. Nearly 30k net worth down. The Sapphire team aggressively running in this urn. And it looks like they will get it. Little bit of poke damage is all it costs for them to run that urn in and get themselves an even bigger lead. Nearly 40k net worth lead in favor of the Sapphire team. The Amber team are gonna have to pull off an incredibly good fight around their base to be able to make a comeback here. If anyone gets picked off, it should be a free set of base guardians and a great push in favor of the Sapphire team. And that is why Bebop is such a scary hero on the map right now. One hook could be all it takes for this game to end. And there's that one hook onto Mirage. He can tornado himself back, but the follow-up hook is gonna pull him right back into his own death. And just like I said, one hook could lead to the taking of the entire base. We've seen that one hook, and the shrines start to go down without the Mirage on the map. Ultimate popped by the haze. Doesn't wind up doing too much, but with the 7 ultimate as well, this is just a free push onto the first form of the Patron. Vexing Bolt's doing a ton of damage, but not dissuading them so far. The Sapphire team still staying inside of the base. Paradox Bomb doing a ton of damage, but it's not enough. Lash ultimate winds up only hitting the Abrams, so yeah, that's what I said about Lash ultimate. It winds up being enough, though. At the end of the day, it makes enough space. There's just too much of a lead. And with the Mirage getting picked off right before they enter the base, it's not enough for the Amber Hand to fight back. Sapphire team just wins it. I gotta say, that was kind of crazy seeing how incredibly strong Warden just building punch items and running in. He did not build much at all for his last stand or his gun, which is very different from what you usually see Warden build. And it highlights the problem with melee items in this game. They're too strong. You build 3 items and you're doing ridiculous damage. Hold on, let me take a look at the graph. I gotta see damage dealt by type. Let me take a look at this, man. He dealt 12,330. He did more damage with melee than his ultimate. And his ultimate is hitting multiple people and is naturally incredibly strong. That is ridiculous. Nerf melee items on the next patch, damn it. If you want melee items to be nerfed on the next patch, leave a comment below. And if you don't want them to be nerfed on the next patch, I don't like you. And I don't like your gameplay style. And we can never be friends now because of that. I hope you understand. Anyway, thank you very much for watching Warden punch people for ridiculous damage. I hope you appreciated that game. I will see you guys on the next one. If you enjoyed, as always, I will request you leave a sub, a like, and or a comment to help YouTube's algorithm point more people this way, to get more people seeing some Deadlock shoutcasting, and maybe get more eyes on the game, get more people playing into it, that kind of stuff. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day, everybody, and thanks again for watching another Thor W Cast.